Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Grandview Basketball. Kevin Rao with you tonight. We have traveled to Holmes County to watch the Bobcats play the vaunted, and I mean, you're talking about a storied history in the Hiland Hawks here in Berlin, Ohio, alongside tonight. Good to have him with me tonight because he grew up not too far away from here. The Maryland Terp himself, Scott Murphy. And Scott, again, this is kind of old stomping grounds for you up here, and I know you're well acquainted with the Highland tradition in basketball up here. Grandview's got a challenge tonight on the road.
Yeah, basketball is king right here in Berlin in this school. Always has been. They come out for their basketball team. They support them well, and like you said, a storied past, state championships, great coaching, great players, and I'm excited to be here, and it's going to be a good test for the Bobcats.
You know, it is going to be, and it has. The weather could have cooperated a little bit better because it's a lot of two-lane road. It was rained all day, and actually my wife Carol and I came up here earlier today. What a great place, though, in terms of hospitality. We've been at a restaurant here when we got to the arena. The athletic director, Art Yoder, we could not have been treated better, and just the hospitality here in Holmes County has just been terrific. I know, talking to Ray Corbett, you and I had a chance to talk to him before the game. He really looks at this as a challenge for this team so that it gets them more prepared come tournament time.
Absolutely, and because they're going to pressure you man-to-man up and down the court. They're going to run a fast tempo game. They're looking to shoot threes. So, yeah, this is going to be a really good test to see where the Bobcats are early in the season.
Hiland, not really a big team. They do have a 6'7" player, but he comes off the bench. Still a little bit of a project. But what they do bring is quickness and defensive intensity. And I know after last night, Grandview handed a 20-point loss at Bexley, something that none of us really expected. A lot of it happening kind of self-inflicted with turnovers and fouls. This Hiland team, certainly not a team you can repeat that performance.
No, absolutely not. They're not very big, but you'll be amazed how physical they are for their size because they won't back down from anybody. And so it will be interesting to see how we handle their pressure.
Now, one of the interesting things about coming to Hiland, the name of the court is the Perry Reese Jr. Actually, it's the Reese Center here. Perry Reese Jr. was a coach here in the 90s for the most part. It was kind of interesting because they're writing a script now to make a Hollywood film about his life. It was kind of a fish out of water story because as an African-American coach plopped down here in Amish country, you can imagine the interesting backstory that created. He had so much success. He built this tradition here, and it was unlikely, but this community embraced him, and he loved being here, and he passed away from cancer. But that story really needs to be told. I know you're familiar with it.
It is, and Perry had a really tough act to follow because he replaced the legendary Charlie Huggins.
Well, there you go. How about that?
Yeah, and then Charlie coached here for 2 years at the end of his career. Then
After
Perry
being at Indian Valley South.
Right. He was, I think, at Knott Valley first, then Strasburg, won a state championship at Strasburg, went to Indian Valley South, won 3 there.
Where his son Bob played. I actually saw a couple games where Bob played,
Yeah. Bob, Harry, and the, Larry.
One
played at Ohio State.
Yep.
Right, and so from there he came here, coached 2 years, and Perry replaced him. And Perry didn't skip a beat.
No, he did not. In fact, he pushed him even a little harder. And they had incredible success, which I think set the tradition to this very day. Of course, the guy who is the coach now, Coach Slaubaugh, he's not unfamiliar with the tradition either.
No, he's got over 350 wins, like 87% win percentage, not too shabby.
And his son, William, is the sophomore point guard. He kind of is the stir that makes things, or the straw that makes the things go here, that stirs the drink. And I will tell you that in talking to people here again, they lost in the state semifinal last year. They lost 4 or 5 seniors, so they had to replace all those guys, but it just sounds like they reloaded.
No, that's all they do, and they have an outstanding girls program too, where Coach Slaubaugh's brother is the head coach, and they've got state championships under their belt also. So, yeah, this basketball is king here. The kids, they just love it, and they can't wait to get their opportunity, and that's what this team, Hiland, does tonight, this is their opportunity.
Now let's talk about this Grandview team led by a couple of juniors. Of course, Luke Lachey, talking about Luke Lachey and Brian Collier, both averaging about 17 points a game. Manny Day chipping in with 9. And when you talk about Luke Lachey, he's a guy, a lot of D1 offers in football. Basketball, I'm sure he could go do that as well. Depends on what he wants to do. His latest football offer from Yale, but he's been offered at Kentucky and a lot of different places. So he's going to have a nice but difficult maybe choice coming up. But Collier then, and he stands 6'6" as a junior. Brian Collier, a 6-foot junior. He's kind of been pressed into point guard duty with the loss of Aaron Cincioni, at least until January, we think. So they've had to kind of change the mix a little bit. Probably cost them a little bit last night. They would have loved to have Aaron in last night's ball game. He's so good at taking care of the basketball and making things run. So they've had to mix things just a little bit to get him to operate this season.
Yeah, that's a big loss, losing Aaron, because Brian, he just is a pure shooter from anywhere on the court. So he's going to, have to set everything up and then try to get a shot, get everybody else involved in the offense. It's a lot better when he's roaming the court looking for the pass and getting off the screens. So it's a little adjustment, but they're doing well, and this is going to be a great game tonight. I'm looking forward to it.
We're just about ready to have our anthem and the introduction of the starting lineups. Again, Kevin Rao, Scott Murphy with you. Took a couple years off and, just decided to come back and do some of these games. And, boy, I'm looking forward to it. This is a good basketball team. We hope to follow them for the rest of the years. We'll also have girls games for you. We already did Columbus School for Girls. Next Wednesday, we'll have the girls traveling to Newark Catholic. Ought to be a lot of fun, so we hope you'll join us next Wednesday evening. But we got a lot of basketball before that. In fact, Grandview played last night, as we mentioned, at Bexley. Tonight, of course, here on the road. And then they'll travel to Independence on Monday, so no rest for the weary. And again, I believe we're about to have our anthem. We don't want to talk over that. Here we go. Got our national anthem here at the Reese Center in Berlin, Ohio. Yeah, I think I'm saying that right. I asked a bunch of people around today because that's what I grew up with. The pronunciation was Berlin, and that's what they all said. So that's what we're going with tonight. We'll probably say something else once in a while just because we're used to it, but it is Berlin, Ohio. We're just actually, and as I mentioned, my wife and I came up today. We're staying actually in Millersburg, just down the road, but and then Sugar Creek not far away where Garraway is. And Garraway is the big rival of Hiland. They go at it. Somebody was talking to me about how Garraway has all the tall kids, and they must just be over the line in Tuscarawas County. There must be something in the water supply that's a little different because Hiland's known for not being big but really aggressively, on the defensive side. And usually do not have a lot of height. Grandview being introduced now. Brian Collier will start at point guard, the 6-foot junior. Manny Day, 6'2" senior. Kyle Casey, 6'3" junior. Luke Lachey, the 6'6" junior, will be in the middle. And then Lance Treres, the 6'3" junior. Now, last time Grandview and Hiland played each other, it was in soccer up here. Actually, they played at the other Hiland High School not far away. That's HIGHLAND. And Grandview got him 3-0 in there. No, it was 3-1, I believe, in the regional final. Manny Day, who's starting tonight on the basketball side, had 3 goals, and Trerez was in goal. So these Hiland players are familiar with at least a couple of the Grandview squad.
And they didn't take too kindly to it, I'm sure, because soccer is the only fall sport they play here. They don't play football at Hiland.
They do not. So that was where their guys go to shine, and as does Grandview now, too, as with the success they've had with the program. So to be Luke Lachey jumping up against Samuel Habiger. Habiger, a 6-foot junior. You would think Lachey would be able to grab it, and he does in the backcourt, but almost stolen away. As it will be Collier to bring it up for Grandview, working against Andrew Miller. We'll try to distinguish Miller's on this Hiland team because they have 4 of them on the roster. Grandview loses it on the pass underneath us. Trerez hit the ground all the way down the floor, laying it up. No good. The rebound up and good. As it was Habiger getting it to go on the rebound, and quickly Hiland takes a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, he hit the board hard there, got a good rebound.
And they didn't hesitate going to the hole in the transition. Lachey outside with the 3, no good. Rebound comes away to Hiland. Andrew Miller will bring it down, run the point, gets a screen high. Will dish behind, and long shot coming from Cody Miller, and he nails the 3. And just like that, Grandview falls behind 5-0.
You got to get on the defensive end, put a hand in their face.
Lachey to Day, left side. Collier back to Day. He'll drive the left baseline, stops, 12-footer on the way, overshoots the rim, and pulled down by Hiland. Kendall Hochstetter brings it up. A hand behind now to Andrew Miller, runs the point. Grandview man-to-man defense against the Hawks. Right corner, back out to the top, quick passing around the perimeter. Long shot from Cody Miller, this time no good. Grandview the rebound. Collier will bring it down, gets a screen out top from Casey. Left corner to Trerez. Looks for Lachey down on the block. He's being fronted there, can't get it to him. Instead, he'll come out to the corner and get it there. Now Grandview will reset as Collier has it out near midcourt. Now hands to Day between the circles. Trerez closely guarded, having trouble getting the basketball. Really good defense by Cody Miller to get between the screen and his man. Collier drives right side, dishes out. Day fakes the 3, drives in, pulls up now, goes backside to Lachey. He'll dish off to Trerez on the baseline. No good. Rebound pulled away by Hiland. Grandview, a couple of good looks, couldn't get it to go.
And just good one shot.
Andrew Miller. Now to Hochstetter. Around to the left corner it goes to Habiger. Habiger back to Andrew Miller. Jumper no good. And Luke Lachey battling, and we're going to get a held ball that will go to Hiland.
Yeah, I thought Luke had control of that ball.
Yeah, it was a pretty quick whistle as they were jockeying for position just to the left of the hoop. Hiland from underneath their basket. Out front to Hochstetter. Finds an NBA 3 on the way off the back of the iron from Cody Miller, but a long rebound goes to Hiland. Into the corner, and now in the lane, a little looping pass going up, no good. Lachey, good defense, and he's going to be fouled as he pulls down the rebound. Habiger went up against him, but Luke, good defense, and then able to grab the rebound.
Yeah, Habiger put that behind, but Luke wasn't going anywhere. He still tried to shoot it and got it rejected.
Grandview will bring it the length of the court. It'll be Collier who will be met at the half-court line. 5-0, Grandview looking to get on the board. Day around a screen, poked away from him. Stolen. Here comes Hiland. Hochstetter drives, left side off the board. Good, and he was fouled. Day just couldn't quite get position, and he will be called for the blocking foul.
Well, the ref, he went to put his hand behind his head and then came down and put him on his hip. So I think he was thinking charge and then decided to change it. So, but it was close.
Count
bang,
the
bang
basket,
play.
make it 7-0. First bucket from Hochstetter. Now referees are going to talk about it a little bit. And they already put the basket on the board. But the referees talked about it and then told him to. But they already had it handled. Hochstetter will go to the line to convert the old-fashioned three-point play, and he does. So 8-0. And you can see so far, Hiland, how tough they play that man-to-man defense. Collier tries to go left side, but he's stopped. into the corner of Lachey. He'll drive down the baseline. Around it goes to Day, right wing. Looping pass to the left corner. Lachey pull up from 8 feet, no good. In and out. Hiland the rebound. Grandview limited to just one shot each trip down. Ball almost poked away by Lachey. Hiland able to hold on to it. Shot from the right corner. Good. Another three. Again coming from Kendall Hochstetter. He's got 6. And just like that, 11-0 is our score. We'll take a quick break as Grandview calls the timeout with 4:27 to go in this first quarter. So Grandview calls the timeout, trailing 11-0, and they've had a couple good looks at it, Scott, but just have not been able to convert.
Yeah, it's just a tough place to play. They play a really aggressive style of defense. The referees are getting away, they're hand checking, they're pushing you. So, we got to adjust to it and get the ball down low.
So Grandview will run a screen, try to get it down to Lachey on the block. He's pushed away from the block. Today, fakes the 3, drives down. He'll lay it up the left hand. It's blocked. We're going to get a foul.
Yeah, I thought that was a foul. It was a good drive by Manny.
Coming across and going to be called for it is William Schlaubaugh. Sophomore point guard, son of the coach. Day, left-hander, will go to the line, try to get Grandview on the board. Misses the first one. Might just be one of those days. No pun intended. Manny will have another one. This one up and good. Grandview's on the board. Hiland brings it down. Grandview waiting for him in the half court. Hochstetter, hands behind to Schlaubaugh. Eventually around to Andrew Miller. And ball poked away. Manny Day took it on the pass to the wing. He'll drive it all the way down himself. Circles on the left baseline, puts the shot up, no good. And we're going to get a foul. It's going to be called on. It's going to go against Glenn Cribbs, who's in there now for the Bobcats, 6'3" junior. For Grandview, that is the second foul against the team. Cribbs, who just came off the bench, his first. Day took it all the way after the steal, tried to circle back from the left baseline and just could not quite get it to go. Schlaubaugh outside. Dribbles to the left, hands off. That's Kyle Miller. On the baseline they go, but it's going to hit the end line, and Grandview will get it as they were trying to feed the left block to Habiger, and he dribbled on the line.
Much better defense by the Bobcats here in the last couple of possessions. That's the way they got to play to get back in the game.
Grandview will bring it the length of the court. Jared Raber in there now guarding Collier. Collier between his legs, go to the left corner. Treres, now Day in the wing. Looks, goes cross court to Collier, back to Day. And poked away from him from behind and all the way down the court, and then he'll strip it, but he'll be out of bounds, and Day now limping. Looks like he came down funny on that ankle as it was stolen away by Hunter Summers as Day was looking over at the bench to get a call. And now Day limping, and he'll go to the sideline and sit out. We'll keep an eye on that.
Looks like he turned his ankle.
Yep, Darion Davis in for Grandview. Hiland inbounded from under their basket. Habiger with it, hands behind to Miller at the top. Miller drives inside the arc and hits the jumper.
That was a good move right there. Pulled back and drilled it.
13-1. Again, we'll keep an eye on Manny. It was stolen away from him, but he came all the way down and made the block, but must have landed on a foot as he came down through there. Collier with it for Grandview. Drives the left baseline, puts it up. He's fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot a couple.
You have to say they're letting him play a little bit.
A little bit.
There's a lot of hand checking, a lot of hipping down low on the blocks. And
That's to the advantage of Hiland tonight, I
Most
believe.
definitely. Well, yeah. But
I mean, they're a deeper squad than Grandview, and now with Day over on the sideline.
But,
the first one good from Collier.
Luke's getting positioned down on the block, and they're just putting two hands on his back
just
and
shoving
his
him
hip
out.
And shoving him out, and that's a foul.
Yeah.
You know, they need to call that.
He may need to be a little more demonstrative, too, when they push him out. We'll see. He's not the kind of kid that'll do that, though. Next free throw is made, so Grandview gets a couple of them. 13-3. Hiland with the basketball and the lead as we come down the stretch in this first quarter, 2.5 minutes to go. Hiland working against the Grandview man-to-man. Now it looks like nope, they've converted now to a 2-3, trying to match up a little bit more. Davis and Collier out front, almost stolen away there by Collier. Outside, driving in is Andrew Miller. He'll dish off and up and in for Corey Hostetler. So again, this Hiland team pretty deep. I think they've already had 10 guys on the floor. Grandview trailing 15-3.
There you go, Luke.
And we're going to get a foul on the floor as he got it in the wing and tried to drive it in, but before he got the shot up, he was fouled. That is the fourth team foul against Hiland. First one called against Hostetler, who just scored on the other end. Trerez will trigger it in. Collier gets it. Out near the timeline. Stops at the top, gets it to Lachey outside the arc left side. Fakes the handoff to Collier. He goes to the left corner. Dribbles back now to the top. Hands to Collier, who heads to the left corner. Pull-up jumper from there. Overshoots everything. Trerez there to get the rebound. To Davis now. Out front. Collier able to corral a high pass. Now to Lachey. Drives the left baseline. Puts it up. No good. He goes crashing. No call. And now we're going to get a delayed foul. Probably should have happened a couple of seconds ago.
Oh, my goodness.
As Lachey went hard to the floor.
He got sandwiched between two guys.
Davis ends up getting the ball, and the foul goes against Hiland. Now we'll get a good inbounds play as Luke Lachey comes down the right lane and lays it in on the inbounds pass.
Yeah, he got hit on that one, too. He was looking for the three-point play. No call.
Yeah, it's so far been pretty physical here in this one. Hiland, right wing, and no hesitation on the three, way over the rim. That one coming from Kyle Miller. Grandview the rebound. Collier, quick pass ahead. Lachey, left block, turns, banks it off the board, no good. Gets his own rebounds. This bank.
Now we get one.
He gets the bank shot that time, and he's fouled.
Yeah, he just was a man amongst boys there. He went up and was going to get that rebound.
He's got 4. He'll try to make it 5.
And
Grandview makes it 15-7.
Nice job of Collier to find him, too, down low. That was a good pass.
So Lachey played tough the last couple of times down the floor. The free throw no good off the back of the iron. Hiland with the rebound. Grandview now is 3 of 5 from the free throw line. Down by 8. Hiland with the basketball. Inside a minute to go here in the first quarter. Let's see if they go for the last shot. Nope, they go right to the hole. Habiger draws the foul as he was able to get around Cribbs on the right baseline, and Cribbs going to be called for it.
Yeah, somebody's got to step up and stop the ball there. You know, got beat baseline and
put that foot as close to the baseline. I don't think you're allowed to put it out of bounds anymore, your foot, to do that, but you can put it right on the line.
Yeah, my old coach Tom Connor, man, that foot was on the line. He taught that. That's one thing I'll never forget. He drilled that in my head.
Habiger misses the first one. He'll have another. Kyle Casey back into the lineup for Grandview. Replaces Cribbs, who just picked up his second foul here in the first half. Next free throw is good from Habiger. Grandview will bring it down, trailing now 16-7. Davis has the good look on a 3 left side. No good. High off the rim, pulled down by Habiger. For Hiland, here come the Hawks with 22 seconds to go in the first quarter. And I think signaling hold, I don't think you have to be too tricky about that sign. Looked like a football holding call coming from Coach Schlaubaugh. And they will look for that last shot. 4 seconds, take the shot from the right corner, and it's the 3 for Hostetler, his second here of the quarter, and he leads his squad with 9 in the first quarter, and he makes it a 19-7 game after one. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll have second quarter action for you in just a minute. From Hiland High School, 19-7, Hiland leads the Bobcats. Welcome back to the Reese Center here in Berlin, Ohio. Kevin Rouse, Scott Murphy with you tonight. Grandview, tough sledding in that first quarter, 19-7, and Hiland is every bit as advertised, especially on the defensive side. And we noted pretty physical game that the officials are letting be physical, and so that is to the advantage of the home squad tonight.
Yeah, it seems like through the past, I remember it was always like that, you know.
Yeah.
But seems like when you would put a hand on them, especially me, I got called immediately.
You've been in this gym before.
Yeah, maybe I wasn't as savvy as they were, I guess. But no, we just have to combat it. Come on back. We're playing a lot better now.
Grandview will start with the basketball in the second quarter, trailing by 12. Kyle Casey with it on the dribble. Will hand behind to Collier in the right wing. Out top it goes to Lachey. He drives left side, working against pressure. 7-foot jumper good. Luke Lachey.
Beautiful move by Luke. Took it right down, stopped, and popped it. They're going to have trouble guarding him tonight.
He's got 6 to pace the Bobcats. 19-9. Grandview cuts it back to 10. We mentioned Hiland, 10 different guys on the floor so far. Andrew Miller with it. Around it goes to Schlaubaugh. He's wearing those goggles tonight. Long three from the top from Hochstetter. No good. He made a couple of those in the first quarter. This one is wide of the mark. Grandview the rebound. Here come the Bobcats.
Get it to him.
Looking for Lachey in the block. They get him. He's pushed away a little bit. Drives the baseline. Kicks to the corner to Traorez. The three on the way. No good. There's Casey the rebound. He gets it. Can't get it to go. Hits the side of the rim, and now Hiland will get it and bring it down. Summers. Around it goes to Schlaubaugh. Looking on the baseline and now dribble back out to the corner from Kendall Hochstetter. Schlaubaugh off a screen right side. Comes back out top to Andrew Miller. Miller working against Collier. We'll get an offensive foul as that was Summers. Good defense standing his ground, and Grandview will get it.
Yeah, Darian Davis, good defense.
And good to see Manny Day coming back in there. Boy, it looked bad when he first went down. He's still limping a little bit, but he wants to be out there. He's a gamer.
Yeah, sometimes in those ankles, you just got to get up and run on them.
Be careful not to take that shoe off too long.
Yeah.
You might not get it back on. Day with the basketball right side. Hands behind to Traorez. Back to Day right wing. Looking for Lachey coming down the right. They get it to him, and he's fouled. That will be a 1-and-1 for Luke Lachey coming up.
Well, I've seen that same contact about 8 times down on the block.
Yeah,
and they finally called it.
Yeah, they've not been afraid. That is for sure. And Luke will get that call that time. And actually, we've got a violation out there with a foot on the line. We're not going to call it. You can't have your foot on the three-point line behind the shooter. That didn't matter, apparently. Luke does get the first one to go, so he earns the second one. This one no good this time. Rebound on the floor, and Kyle Casey battling, but I think they're going to get him on a foul call. He stayed at it maybe just a count too long as he was battling for it.
Yeah, they got their arms tied up, and both of them went down.
So that'll be the 14th foul against the Bobcats. First one against Kyle Casey, the quarterback during the football season. Hiland will bring it down. 19-10 now the score. Andrew Miller around to go. Schlaubaugh will take the three, and he makes it. He didn't hesitate. In fact, he wasn't all the way squared up and still got it to go.
Yeah, a lot of back screens. They're getting guys open. They're hitting them.
22-10. Again, they're just pushing Luke Lachey. He's trying to set up on the block, and they're just pushing him away. Stolen from behind by Hiland. Grandview tried to get it into the lane all the way down. Shot is good, and a foul going to be called on Collier.
Yeah, he was kind of just running with him. He didn't even put his hand or try to swipe the ball or anything.
Yeah, that's a little, you hate to complain too much because I don't know sometimes if that really describes it, but Been a little different standard on each end of the court so far. Miller will go to the line to try to convert the three-point play. He's got 4 in and out. And Grandview the rebound. Luke Lachey pulls it down. He was pushed away from the hole there. Collier all the way down, almost walked with it, and they're going to say actually stepped on the end line. Ball got away from him.
The Bobcats just need to settle down.
Yeah, don't be in a hurry.
Good defensive set here, and let's get a turnover, rebound, and get back out there and score.
Schlaubaugh wearing those. They're not really goggles. They're kind of sunglasses kind of looking thing, but they act that way, the sports goggles. Grandview back in a man-to-man now this trip down. Baseline pass, knocked away. Lachey takes it long arms as they were trying to go across the baseline. Here comes Collier on the run. Right side, puts it up against pressure. Again, just leaning all over him, no call. Here comes Hiland. Again, we're trying not to complain too much, but also want to tell you the story. So, a lot of physical play, and stolen from behind Lachey. As Habiger tried to go to the hoop, he took him from behind. He's all the way down. He's fouled, puts it up, no good. He was fouled 3-4 times
At
just
least,
going to the hole.
Yeah, the last 5 steps going to the basket. He was fouled, and they finally called it.
Luke, 1 of 3 from the free throw line. Will have a couple of them here. Next foul, Grandview will be in the double bonus anyway.
Yeah, back-to-back steals by Luke Lachey. Need to convert on these free throws.
5:06 to go before halftime, and the free throw a little bit short. He's struggling a little bit. Last one was long, that one just a little short as he tried to compensate. See what he can do on the second one. He's got 7. And make that 8. That one's perfect. So we hit the 5-minute mark of this second quarter. And we'll get our score put together here for you.
Grandview's in a zone trap, half court. Another drop back to man-to-man.
And Hiland pulls it out, resets. Long 3 right side, and they just aren't missing tonight. That's Hochstetler. He's got 3 threes now, 12 overall. And Grandview falling further behind, 27-11 now. Just having trouble against this very physical defense from Hiland. In the middle it goes and thrown away. Trying to get its Casey in the lane. It was poked away, ball down the floor. And Hiland miscues, but able to hold on to it. And they'll reset the offense. Trying to get the transition basket, but it was batted around a little bit near the hoop. Now it'll be Andrew Miller to pull it out and run the point. Hochstetler has the hot hand right now. Gets rid of it to Habiger at the free throw line. Coming off a screen is Kyle Miller. Around it goes Habiger. Down on the baseline, double team as they get Hochstetler. Andrew Miller out front, drives, dishes out. Again, passing up the 3 this time. They've had a couple looks at it, haven't taken it. Miller drives toward the free throw line, jumps, dishes off. Cody Miller down the lane, puts it up and in.
Had a good move, got him in the air, and then put it right over him.
He's got 5, Grandview. Need to get a couple of buckets here. Treres, the long jumper, no good. It's going to go out of bounds and belong to Hiland. I think Davis hit it last for the Bobcats on the long rebound.
Yeah, Luke Lachey went down the lane, and they kicked it out to Treres. And I saw 2 Hiland guys go flying. Both of them hit the ground. Mr. Lachey's in town there.
Well, it has been physical. Grandview's going to need to do it on their side of things. Right now, Hiland's having the better run. We're going to take a quick break as Grandview calls the timeout. We'll be back with more second quarter action. About 3.5 minutes to go before halftime. We'll be back right after this. Back at the Reese Center, Berlin Highland High School, and Hiland right now having the better of it, 29-11, in what has been a physical game. And we don't, again, you try so hard not to put that on the table in terms of inequity and fouling, but physical play has been rewarded. Grandview may just need to get more physical and see what they'll allow them to do.
Yeah, they need to step it up a little bit. They got to get back in this game, and defense is the way they're going to do it.
Hiland with the basketball, leading 29-11, 3:15 to go before halftime. Open three, good look for Hochstetler. No good this time. He's had the hot hand here, but the rebound goes to Raber for Hiland, and the Hawks will hang on to the basketball. In the corner with it is Hochstetler. Pass out front. That's Kyle Miller. Hochstetler, who is their leading scorer. They'll try to isolate him when they can't get him off a screen. Raber fakes the three. Will come out front, Andrew Miller. It's a 2, and he is fouled. He had just a toe on the line. Otherwise, that would have been a 3 and a foul. But Miller will go to the line to try again for the old-fashioned three-point play. Missed the free throw last time he was in this spot. 2:42 to go in the second quarter, and this time he gets the free throw to go. So Grandview slipping further behind in this first half. Collier with the basketball. Again, he's being pushed around a little bit out front. Pass in is thrown away. Trying to find Lachey down on the block. Being guarded down there by Hochstetler. That is different than Hochstetler. Long three, no good from Collier. Rebound to Hiland. On the run is Hochstetler. I'm sorry, that's Hochstetler. I'll get it right. No, that is Hochstetler. Sorry about that. We'll work on it. Long three from the left corner, no good. Rebound batted out. Pulled down by Hiland. Underneath it goes and laying it up and in. And that is Hochstetler, who has 5 in the quarter, 14 overall to lead his team. And Hiland stretches out the lead. Inside 2 minutes to go, first half. Lachey, left wing, almost poked away from him, and now is. And we're going to get a foul by Lachey as he tried to stop the momentum. And what Hiland does oftentimes, if they think the player's looking up and away from the defense, they'll just poke the ball out of your hands, and that's what happened to Luke that time. That is the 7th foul against Grandview, so Hochstetler will go to the line to shoot the 1-and-1.
Probably a good foul by Luke, though, because they had the numbers.
Yeah, they would have laid it in easily. But Hochstetler, a pretty good player. And we talked him out of it. He misses the front end of the 1-and-1. Grandview the rebound. Here come the Bobcats. Lachey, right wing now will pull it out on the dribble. Gets a screen from Casey. Drives down right side. Davis, right corner. Long three on the way. Good! Darion Davis.
Yeah, 3 guys collapsed on Luke. He dished it out to Darian for the 3.
Somebody else can get hot. That would be helpful because that's sending at least 2 people to greet Lachey as he comes anywhere near the basket. Hiland with a basketball. Hochstetler. And now around to the left side it goes. Andrew Miller drives, kicks it into the lane, and we're going to get a foul on Kyle Casey as Andrew Miller, and he wasn't looking to score. He was passing back out to the top, so it'll be the 1-and-1 coming up. Miller 1 of 2 from the free throw line tonight. Back in for Hiland is Habiger and Summers. Again, they run 10 guys in and out. Minute 7 to go first half. Free throw up and good. He'll get another. (35-14). Next one up and no good. Rebound to Casey. Grandview will bring it down. We hit the minute mark of this second quarter. Collier left side, hands behind to Treres. Heads to the top on the dribble, goes right side. Collier, the 3 on the way from there. No good. Back of the iron. Tipped up. Lachey, and he puts it up and in. Tipped it. That didn't go. He went right back up and got it and scored.
Yeah, he showed some hops there. He went up way above everybody else to get that tip.
Hiland will bring it down. 40 seconds to go. Let's see if they hold on or look for the shot. Looks like they're going to pull it out. Habiger with it way out right side. Lachey will sag off him on the man-to-man and let him stand out there. 23 seconds. Again, nothing going on in the court right at the moment. Everybody heads over to the left side of the court with Habiger standing out near the timeline on the right side. And Hochstetler is out there. You figure he'd be the guy they'll look for. He's in the left corner. Andrew Miller with it, drives. He'll take the jumper from 16. No good. Rebound, Davis. Grandview, and that will run out the clock. But another good quarter for the Hiland Hawks, and they will go to the locker room 35-16. Grandview just needs to be patient. A lot of time to go in this one.
Regroup. You learn from games like this. Let's see what kind of character they have. I know Coach Grove is going to go and talk them up. They might make a few adjustments and come out and win the second half.
Well, we will have it for you. We're going to take a quick timeout. They'll put 10 minutes on the clock as that winds down. We'll be back with you. 35-16. Grandview falling behind here at Berlin Highland High School. Let's see what the Bobcats can do in the second half. Welcome back to the Reese Center here in Holmes County in Berlin, Ohio. Kevin Rouse, Scott Murphy with you. Grandview on the short end of things so far, 35-16, and as we've talked about, it's been a pretty physical game, and that has gone to the benefit of the Hiland Hawks here at home, because that's the way they always play, and that's really kind of
expected.
You were talking about when Charlie Huggins was here, that was his style of basketball, and that's continuing. They've been very successful with it. Grandview just needs to, it's kind of, we were talking, it's kind of like when they give you that outside of the strike zone and goes for one team, start throwing out there. So maybe Grandview can be a little more physical in this, get themselves back into it. They trail at 35-16. Glad you're alongside right here on GHOhio.com. Hiland will have it on the arrow to start this second half. Cody Miller out top with it to Summers and around to Andrew Miller. He's working against Collier. Free throw line, jumper, high off the board, good. Boy, got the roll that time. He's got 10. And Hiland increases the lead. Grandview, Treras on the right block to the corner to Davis. Almost gets by him, and it does as it hits the line. He was starting to come back out to the wing, and Treras threw it back to the corner where he came from, and Hiland will have it. And the thing about Hiland, they'll play tough defense, but they've got a lot of guys that can score. Hochsteller fakes the three. Did he walk? Yep, didn't get it on the floor quite in time. I didn't see it that way, but, we'll take it.
We'll take it.
He's pretty quick and looked as though he got it on the dribble on the floor quickly enough, but not to the liking of the fella in the stripes that called it. Grandview will have it. Casey in the lane, almost poked away from him. Underneath it goes to Treras. He fakes, goes between two players, puts it up high and good. He couldn't get it to the board from where he was. He just put it straight up in the air, and it fell through.
Excellent move. Good way to pump fake.
And we're going to get a foul called. Kyle Casey not happy with it. He's got to be careful. Treras down the floor the other way. That was his first points of the ball game. Casey called for it, his first foul of the game of the second half for either team. And going to the line to shoot a couple will be Summers. First one up and good. Summers off the bench, a 6'1" sophomore. Oops, we'll get the right point here. Sorry about that. Next one up. That one's no good. Luke Lachey, the rebound for the Bobcats. Grandview with it out top. Lachey drives left side. He'll go up against some pressure, puts it up no good, but a blocking foul, and that's what Grandview's been looking for this whole game. I think Summers going to be called for it.
It's hard to handle Luke. They're double teamed. He's still getting to the rim, and somebody else is going to be open, like when he dished to Darion for that three. So it's been working.
Luke has 10 points, knocked out 11 as he hits the first one. He'll have another one. Just hard to believe he's only a junior. Seems like he's been playing for a while. He was pretty active as a freshman, so there you go. Next one up and good. So Grandview, a couple of them back on the board. Trail now by 18. They try to fight their way back. Summers out top. Cody Miller down the lane, dishes off to Hochstetler, and he'll put it in. He's got 16, and you cannot give him an open look because he will nail it. Hiland now doubling up on the Bobcats 40-20. Lachey working against Habiger, good defender. He is right on him. Luke way out top. Now to Kyle Casey, poked away from him. Here comes Hochstetler. After the steal, will lay it up at the front of the rim, and it'll crawl through. He's got 18 now. Well, there's a guy to double team right there. Tough to do that in the transition after he makes the steal, though. Collier working against Andrew Miller. Casey, Lachey with it right wing. Didn't expect to pass right away, have to save it back in. Casey on the floor with it, knocked away from him. Ahead it goes to Habiger. He'll lay it up and in from the left side. He's got 5. Grandview not helping themselves with some turnovers now. Guys not looking for passes or trying to make a cut, and the passer not looking at them. Lachey, 3 from the right. That was money. He's now got 14.
Let's step it up on the defensive end here. Come on, Bobcats.
Andrew Miller up with it for Hiland, met by Collier. Right side it goes to Cody Miller. Summers, Andrew Miller now left side, right wing. Hochsteller open on the three. No good. Lachey goes up. Boy, he is smacked from behind. No call. Davis, right corner on the baseline. To Casey, it's going to go out of bounds, but belong to Grandview.
Yeah, that got the Grandview faithful up a little bit on that one, but
they weren't happy.
He had perfect position, got the rebound. The kick came right over his back with his hand.
Glenn Cribbs in for Grandview.
Unbelievable.
Replaces Kyle Casey. Collier to throw it in. He's got Davis in the corner, just doesn't look for him, and then he'll throw it away going to the left corner. Davis, that time Collier was looking all the way to his right across court. Davis kind of right in front of him. I just don't think he expected him to be open.
No.
Didn't look his way.
They just need to settle down here. Get back on it.
Andrew Miller up for Hiland. Laying up, no good. Getting to the hoop, and it's going to go to Grandview. Again, a lot of banging around near the hole. Grandview now. Collier on the dribble left side, working against Andrew Miller. Poked away from him. Miller hits the floor, grabs it, gets rid of it to Schlaubaugh. Ahead it comes Hochsteller, right side, will lay it up and in. He just beat everybody down the floor. He's got 6 in the quarter, 20 overall.
Yeah, we got to do a better job of taking care of the basketball here.
Cribbs, left corner. Again, he's just being banged around. Cross court it comes. Collier, long three. Hits the underside of the net and will go out of bounds. 4:05 to go third quarter. Get you caught up here on the scoring. 46-23 is our score. Our second game back. We're still ironing out some kinks here. We'll get it eventually. Hiland with it. Out top, around to the left side. Habiger had the open three, didn't take it. Instead, will come out front to Jared Raber. Hochsteller grabs it, drives down. Now Schlaubaugh, left wing, long three, no good. Collier the rebound for Grandview. He's on the run left side. He's going to be chested almost out of bounds, no call. Lachey out top is grabbed, no call. He'll take it down, then we're going to get an offensive foul.
I don't know, are they?
And one official said offensive foul. The other guy looked like he was going to call it the other way.
Yeah, he's going to call it the other way.
And now Grandview going to take a timeout and talk about it. Grandview was fouled probably 3-4 times on the way to the hoop, and Lachey just had enough. He put his shoulder down. He was called for the charge. Hiland will have it when we come back. 46-23 our score here in the third at Hiland High School. Grandview calls a timeout. Had a little discussion with the officials. It wasn't too animated, but wow, that kind of encapsulated the game there as Grandview trying to get to the hoop. Two different players had chests thrown into him and knocked off their roots to the bucket. Lachey got it, kind of put his head down a little bit. It probably was a charging foul, but just frustration after not being able to go anywhere with the basketball. Hiland will get it after the charging foul. Second foul called against Luke Lachey. Grandview has a couple of team fouls here in the half. Only one for Hiland, and that is probably the biggest mistake of all. Underneath, Habiger goes, pushes his way back toward the bucket and gets it to go. He's got 7 now in the ball game. Grandview quickly down. Lachey up with the left hand, no good. And we're going to get a foul on the floor. Nope, they're going to say ball was on the dribble was on the end line for Hiland as they took it away.
But I think Luke was fouled there too. I mean,
yeah, it's not that Grandview would be winning the ball game, but they certainly would have had a better chance at it. Lachey to Collier, down the lane he comes, puts it up, no good, but a foul. And there are 4 guys around him, so take your pick. And it looks as though it's going to go against Hunter Summers. Nope, they called it on Kyle Miller. So it'll be his second foul, second team foul of the half. Free throw up from Collier, good. All three of his points have come from the free throw line tonight.
But on the road, you're not going to get many calls. I mean, that's just the nature of the beast. So you got to be able to adjust and get after it.
Next one good as well. Collier has 4 in the ball game. 3:06 to go, third quarter. 48-25. Hiland cruising along here at home. And again, just very aggressive, very deep off the bench. Can't blame them. They're playing the style they're used to playing. Long shot, no good from Kyle Miller. Grandview the rebound in the corner to Cribbs. Here come the Bobcats. 2:45 to go in the third. Torres shovels it underneath to Davis, but poked away from him from behind. Good defense that time by Hiland. Here come the Hawks. To the right corner, down the baseline, layup up and in. And Grandview just not stopping the progress on the baseline.
No, you got to stop that. You can't give up the baseline.
Jared Raber, the 5'8 senior, just took it right down the baseline and laid it in. We're going to get a foul in the corner now, called against Kyle Miller, and that's the foul they could have called a bunch so far.
Yeah, they're finally calling it now, but it's too late.
Just very aggressive in the man-to-man out on the ball away from the bucket. That time called as it was Lance Torres with the basketball. Collier to trigger it in. We'll get a Torres out front. Back to Collier. Fakes the three. Drives left baseline all the way to the hoop. 4-footer up. No good. Rebound will go out of bounds and belong to Grandview. Last off, William Schlaubaugh, sophomore point guard. Grandview will have it and will inbound it from the left of their backboard. Tossing in Lachey. Out top with it. Loses the hand and now gets to Collier. 3 on the way.
There
Good.
it is.
Brian Collier, his first 3, and he's used to doing that right there. Hiland will bring it the length of the court. Grandview no full court press. Not as deep as they want to be. Manny Day has been out. Turned an ankle in the first half. Tried to come back. He's back out of there now just to make sure he's going to be okay. And, of course, Aaron Cincione has not played so far. He's got a stress fracture, so hope to get him back in January. Open look, left side, 3 in the corner. High off the backboard, no good. Luke Lachey pulls it down. Collier will drive left side, puts it up against pressure. We're going to get a blocking foul, and Collier will go to the line to shoot 2. So Grandview starting to press the action a little bit on the offensive side, and that's what they're going to have to do.
That's what they have to do. They just have to. They run their offense. They got to attack, and they're starting to get some calls, getting to the line, and keep making your free throws.
They're going to say he was not in the act of shooting, or was? No, they're going to say he was.
There it was. Yeah.
Now, why are they allowing substitutes before the first shot? Well, because they're going to say he wasn't shooting. Wow.
If he was, oh man.
That is everybody lined up. Both teams thought it was shooting.
Well,
everybody
was
but
shooting.
The official who made the call, apparently.
But that's another one of those strange calls there. We've seen a few of them tonight.
Collier underneath will inbound. It should have been shooting a couple free throws. He'll get it into Lachey in the corner. He'll spin. Call the way under the bucket, and we're going to get a foul call against Corey Hostetler, the 6'7 junior, and Lachey at 6'6" and just a lot stronger. That's the 15th foul against Hiland here in the second half, second against Hostetler. Toss in, the layup, nice feed as that one came into Glenn Cribbs, the junior, and he'll lay it up and in. Nice pass in from Collier. Hiland slow walk up the floor. 1:17 to go, third quarter. 50-30 is the score. Miller, left corner driving the baseline all the way through, and then a pass out. I think it's going to be knocked away by Grandview. It is. As Cribbs, good defense to knock it out of bounds. Hunter Summers will trigger it in, gets it into the 6'7 Hostetler away from the basket. Toss underneath the Hostetler. He tried to kind of alley-oop it to him.
Oh, there should be a foul. Yeah, they called it.
And Grandview just got hit in the side of the head. They will call this one as Cribbs kind of got his head in the way, apparently.
I didn't think he was going to call it. There was a delayed call, too, yeah. Glenn took one right to the side of the head.
So Grandview will bring it the length of the court. Inside a minute to go here in the third quarter. 50-30 is the score. Collier behind to Trares. He'll head to the free throw line. Now right side to Collier. Back to Trares at the top. Drives down. Cribs. Collier fakes the three, drives. 16-footer in and out.
Get in there.
And won't fall. Hiland with the rebound. 35 seconds to go in the quarter. That was halfway down and came out. Andrew Miller drives. Dishes behind. Hochsteller the three. No good. Long rebound. There's Hochsteller on the rebound. I'm sorry. The shot was by Kyle Miller. Hochsteller the rebound, and he'll lay it up and in.
Somebody's got to put a body on him.
He's got 8 in the quarter and 22 overall. Grandview, 10 seconds. Collier drives right side. Pushed away from the bucket and tries to put it up. No call. Quickly ahead is Hiland, but Grandview knocks it away. 2 seconds. The pass, Hochsteller will just throw it up from the baseline. He gets it to go, and that's the way it's gone for that young man tonight. He literally kind of took a little half jump step from about 12 feet away, just threw it up, and it falls through. He has 10 in the quarter, 24 now overall, and just like that, Hiland will take the 54-30 lead at the end of 3. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll be back with fourth quarter action right after this. Welcome back to GHOhio.com. Kevin Rouse, Scott Murphy with you from Berlin, Ohio tonight in Holmes County, Amish country. The Hiland Hawks having their way with the game tonight, 54-30. They lead it, and just about every time that shot was kind of sums it up, just kind of tossed in with no hope, and it went right through.
Yeah, nothing but net. I don't even think he was looking at the basket.
Hawks are just trying to beat the clock and able to get it to go. Grandview will have it on the arrow to start this fourth quarter. Learning experience tonight for this Bobcat team against a team that was in the state semifinals last year. Lachey, right side, will go up against pressure, goes up and under from the backside, but can't get the layup to go, and Hiland with the rebound. Just found himself underneath the hoop, tried to use his athleticism to lay it up. Right side, that's Hochsteller, and he makes the jumper.
Yeah, don't let him loose. Man, he can shoot.
And then he gets another 3. He's got 27. Grandview down, shot no good from Trares. Hiland the rebound, quickly on the run. Kyle Miller underneath, dishes back out. Andrew Miller left side, no good. Long rebound to Collier for Grandview. Down the far side of the lane, now drives through the middle, puts it up, no good. Gets his rebound, goes up, no good, but foul.
Way to stay with your shot.
He started way along the sideline, maneuvered back to the lane, didn't get it, but stayed right with it on the rebound, drew the foul on the putback. He's got 7 overall. Make that 8. He'll have another. I already had him. I'm looking. He missed a free. No. I read written down that he was going to attempt those 2 free throws in the third. Yeah, ended up not being a shooting foul.
Should have been.
Another one, this one up, and off front of the rim, no good. Poked out of there and taken down by Hiland by Andrew Miller. Quickly ahead, that's Jared Raber. Back to Andrew Miller, drives down the lane, lays it off, and we'll get a foul. Going to the line to shoot a couple will be Samuel Habiger. He's got 7 in the game. For Grandview, that is foul number 3. First one called
Charlie James.
On Charlie James, who's in there now. Free throw up, no good.
Like we were saying, with Manny going down, Aaron down, we're a little short on guard. So
yeah.
Get Charlie in there and see if he can't mix it up a little bit.
5'10 junior, he's not afraid.
No, he's not.
Next free throw is good by Habiger. 58-31. Oops, let's get the right score down on the other end. There we go. And Collier will drive in. And let's see if they give him the NBA three this time. Nope, they're going to say 1-1.
Of course not.
That one shouldn't have been. But,
No.
maybe you're hoping they even it out.
I've seen him call that one many times and give him the three-point attempt.
So Collier will go to the line to shoot the 1-1. So far tonight, he just missed last time up there, but he had made the previous 5. And he makes the front end. He'll get the back end of the 3-point or of the 1-1. Next one up and good. So Collier now with 10 on the night. Hiland walks it up slowly. Clock on their side, obviously. Hochstetler trying to get it into Habiger. Gets away has to come away from the block. Raber finds himself wide open left side long 3, no good. Darion Davis, backside rebound for the Bobcats. Gets it to Collier. He'll bring it across the line. Now at the top of the key, still on the dribble now to Trez, left wing. Out top, Charlie James. He's got a good look on the 3. Takes it good. Yeah. Charlie James off the bench. Nails the 3 for the Bobcats.
Good shot, Charlie.
Again, Hiland in no hurry, bringing it up the floor as we get to the 6-minute mark of this fourth quarter. Right corner, Hochstetler the 3, good. Wow. He had a hand in his face that time, too.
Yeah, it's good defense by Darion. He just drilled it.
He's got 30. Every bit as advertised. When you ask people who's the go-to guy here, that name was first mentioned quickly. Trez out front to Davis. Davis backs out on the dribble from the free throw line. James to Trez in the right corner. He pivots now on the dribble back to the wing. Now heads back to the corner on the dribble. Picks up the dribble and tried to get it into Chris, but knocked away in the lane. Here comes Hiland. Habiger all the way down the floor. Puts it up against pressure. Davis, good job to defend him and not get the foul, but Habiger lays it up and in. Hiland's got a lot of guys that can create and score. James, left corner, and we're going to get a foul. Nope, timeout.
Coach Corbett.
Coach Corbett takes the timeout. We'll take it as well. 63-36 is our score here at Berlin-Hiland. The Hawks cruising along here at home in this non-conference game. Timeout called by Grandview. They will have it in the offensive end when they will inbound it. We want to say hello, listening in. Just got a text from young Oliver Rao, our 4th child, 3rd son, former Bobcat, listening down in Greensboro, North Carolina. Good to have you along.
Hi-oh.
Grandview, Collier will take it, 16-footer, gets the roll off the front of the rim. He is kind of taken over here for Grandview in terms of scoring. Lachey right now on the bench for the Bobcats. In fact, he'll report in at the next stoppage of play, but Collier has scored 5 in their quarter and has 12 now in the game. Hiland with the basketball. Stolen away by Collier, and he'll lay it up and in. So, again, he has kind of taken over for the Bobcats here in the second half. 14 now. So I may have shorted him a little bit. Yeah, it is 14. Underneath the 6-7, Hochstetler turns and he'll dish it back out. 3 on the way, no shot.
He walked.
And he traveled. Tried to get it back out to Raber. He kicked it out, did Hochstetler. And Raber walked with it as he was trying to set up to shoot.
I think Hochstetler walked with it too. I saw him look like Dancing with the Stars down there with the ball in his hand.
Yeah. He's 6'7". He probably weighs about 130. And in order to get position, he did have to take an extra step. The good news is Grandview has the basketball after the travel call. Lachey back in there. We'll throw it to Davis, who feeds James in the lane. Turnaround jumper from 8 feet. Good, Charlie James.
Nice move, Charlie.
Came in here in the fourth quarter, and he has 5 points for the Bobcats. Inside 4 minutes to play.
Ball
stolen away by Collier. Takes it all the way down. He'll lay it up and in. He kept his body as a shield as Kyle Miller was right behind him, but he did a good job then kind of laying it up underhanded, keeping the defender right on his back. We're going to get a timeout called by Hiland. We will take it as Grandview, we're just trying to keep up with the scoring here, gets to 44 points on the board. We will take a timeout. Fourth quarter will continue. 3:40 to go before the end of this ball game. 63-44 Hiland on top here at home. First timeout called tonight by Hiland as Grandview has chipped away at the lead. Hiland finds Hochstetter, their three-point from the left side. He's got 9 here in the quarter, 33 overall, all 9 coming from three-pointers. And none of them, they've just been good the minute they left his hand. Lachey for Grandview, deep left corner. Trying to get it on the block to Cribbs, can't do it. Instead goes to James at the top. Right wing, Darion Davis. Circles. Now picks up the dribble at the top and then looking for the cut from Collier, but Collier had been held up and it will go out of bounds, belong to Hiland. Trerez back in for Grandview. And Darion Davis will sit out.
Darion plays some good defense out there.
Well, I'll tell you, when he shoots that three, you know it because it'll be in the air for a while.
He's got some art.
Schlaubaugh dribbles down left side lane, puts up left hand, no good. Almost blocked, he had to get it over Lachey, and that caused the miss. Grandview the rebound. Charlie James, right side, into the post, kicks it back out. Lachey the three from the top, good. Luke Lachey's got 18.
Yeah, good pass from Glenn inside to kick it back out to Luke.
Both Lachey and Collier have averaged 17 points in the season. Lachey now with 18, Collier with 16. Hiland, left side, Schlaubaugh left open for the three, good. He's had one in the first half, now one in the second half for his 6 points. Quickly ahead, Cribbs pushed from behind, no call. Gets it out to Trarez, left corner, no good on the long three. He tries to get it, he'll poke it away out of bounds and belong to Hiland. Right now, if you're a Grandview player trying to get the ball in the lane or on the block, you've got 2 guys on you, and they are not being that hospitable.
No, there's a lot of hip checking going on.
Hochstetter will come out of the ball game. He's got to ice his arm, 33 points. He's a good one, man. I'm telling you.
He can fire the rock.
Yes, he can, and we're going to get a foul on Collier out front, just the 4th team foul against Grandview as he tried for his 3rd steal of the quarter. The previous 2 he got and laid them both in. This time, though, the foul call. 2:02 to go in this 4th quarter. Pass out top to Hostetler. Right side drive, Andrew Miller. He'll dish back off to Hostetler. He'll lay it up and in.
That's a beautiful pass.
Yes, it was. Andrew Miller, very unselfish play to find the player dragging through the middle. Get a timeout called by Ray Corbett. We'll keep it right here. Just want to remind you about a couple of things coming up. So we will be back with you next Wednesday night as we will go to Newark, Ohio, as the girls basketball team for the Bobcats will take on the Green Wave over there on Green Wave Drive at Newark Catholic High School. And it'll be fun to bring you the action from there. We've seen some pretty good sports between Grandview and Newark Catholic over the years and various things.
Oh, boy. I'll tell you, some big, big games.
So we'll look forward to that action. And just to let you know, the next Grandview boys game we will not have. They will be on the road Monday, their 3rd straight road game. And that will be at Independence in another non-conference game. The Independence squad struggling just a little bit, looking for their first win. Let's hope it's not against the Bobcats.
No, I think we'll take care of business.
Grandview needs to get healthy at that point.
They'll be athletic, that's for sure. You know that.
Grandview getting some younger guys in there. Johnny Herlihy in now, the sophomore. Saw 4 quarters of action in the JV game. Now to Charlie James. Grant Culbertson in now as well. He'll get it at the high post. James trying to get it to Culbertson on the block, but he's double teamed. It's poked away. Hiland with the basketball. We're a little bit behind on our score. Let's get caught up here. And we'll get this right. Hiland down, and putting it up and in is the 6'7" Corey Hostettler. Again, not a big guy, but he has the height advantage, uses it to his advantage to get that bucket. He's fouled. He'll go to the line. First foul called on Lance Treres. And the free throw up, no good. Rebound coming down to the Bobcats. Pulled down by Cribbs. Grandview with the basketball, trailing now 73, and I don't know, we had a reset here. My apologies. There's the right score for it. Out front with it is Culbertson, 6'6" junior. Herlihy drives right side, down the lane he comes, dishes off James. The runner from the left baseline, good. Put it off the board from about 6 feet. And
Way to look, Johnny, though. Great pass.
It was, and James now 7 points all in this fourth quarter. 73-49 as things wind down. 35 seconds to go in this one. Schlaubaugh finding Summers. Summers cross court back to Schlaubaugh in the wing. Christopher Shetler in there now for the first time. And we got a player with not identified on the roster, just took a shot. Instead it'll go to Hostettler, to the big man, and he'll lay it up and in. 15 seconds to go. James will bring it up for the Bobcats. So Grandview, some lessons learned tonight against a team that plays very physically and where you're probably going to see in tournament play, and that'll run it out as Grandview holds on to it. And that will be the final count, 75-49 tonight. So, you know, we always try to pull out the positives, kind of analyze things to work on. Tonight, you saw some play. Brian Collier turned on the Jets in the second half, got all of his 16 points, or actually 14 of his 16 in the second half. Luke Lachey dominated early. He was just a recipient of a lot of physical play, usually by 2 or more to keep him away from the hole.
He was getting triple teamed at times.
Kept his cool, though, and still scored 18 tonight.
Yeah, he played a good game. I mean, considering, and you know, my humble opinion, I thought he should have probably shot about 10 more free throws too. But you know, you do take positives from it. We knew this was going to be a hostile environment, a packed house. We knew they were going to play up-tempo defense and, you know, claw you and fight you. And, you know, you get better when you play teams like this on the road. It's going to get you ready for the tough conference play, which is going to be the conference is loaded this year, top to bottom.
Well, that is going to do it for us tonight. Been a lot of fun.
It has.
I kind of like these road games, especially when they got hospitality. Sandwiches are great.
Oh, man, it was good.
We did well. Well, we had a lot of fun bringing it to you. Again, this is the kind of team, when you play a Berlin Hiland, you better be ready for this kind of game. I think this helps the Bobcats coming down the stretch. And their players, I think, answered the call, especially down the stretch. So they kept things exactly where they were after that big spurt in the first half. So I like what Grandview did. The boys will be back in action on Monday at Independence. We won't have that for you, but we will have the girls team at Newark Catholic next Wednesday evening. We hope for sure that you will join us then. We'll be glad to bring you the action. Scott and I will travel over to Licking County to do that. Well, once again, that'll do it for us. Our final score tonight here at Berlin Hiland High School at the Reese Center. It was Hiland 75, Grandview 49. For my broadcast partner, so good to have him with me on the road, Scott Murphy, I'm Kevin Rao. Good night, everyone.